Hey Nour, I want to set like a gloomy tone for all of my scenes.
Okay.
So I have the main character kill somebody every time there's a scene transition. Is that a good idea?
Is your character a serial killer?
No, they're an elementary school teacher.
Don't do that. Just don't do that.
Okay.
Hey guys, Nour here, and today we're talking about how to set the mood in your writing. Let's get started. Creating a mood in your story is so important because it keeps your readers engaged. Mood is the feeling you arouse in your readers from scene to scene, and it's what keeps things exciting. It's the difference between a story your reader is invested in and a story where they keep falling asleep. Because if you create the right mood in your scenes, your readers will react. They will feel anger or sadness or joy. They might even laugh or grip the edge of their seat in anticipation for what's to come. Mood plays a huge role. I mean, just think of your favorite book. The reason you love it so much is because the book aroused many emotions in you and kept you engaged. Now, it's important to keep in mind that mood is not the same thing as tone. Oftentimes they overlap and are similar, but by definition, they are not the same. While mood is all about creating that emotion and engagement in your reader, tone is more about how the author, or you, feels about a scene. So today we're not talking about the tone, we're talking about the mood. Okay, so let's talk about how you can set the mood of a scene. The first step is to think of your story's theme. The theme is your story's subject or meaning. For example, in my novel Divinity Falling, there are two notable themes: good versus evil and family love. There is of course the theme of love in general, but I feel like good versus evil and family love stand out the most. Now, your story's theme might be coming of age or revenge, or it might be something more hopeful like courage and perseverance. Whatever theme suits your story, that theme will shape the mood of your scenes. For example, if your theme is revenge, then many of your scenes will most likely arouse anger in your readers and the need for justice. You wouldn't make most of your scenes feel joyful. You also want to use the setting of your book to your own advantage. Setting is something many writers forget about, especially in early drafts. Actually, there are usually two types of writers when it comes to setting. Those who concentrate too hard about every single detail in a setting, and those who forget it entirely. For those who forget it, be sure to include some setting details in your scenes because it will definitely come in handy for the mood. And if you describe too much setting, be sure to tone it down a bit. We don't need to know how many floor tiles are in a single room. How you describe the setting will create an aura for your scene and leave an impression on your reader. For example, let's look at two different scenes. The first is from Neil Gaiman's American Gods. The house smelled musty and damp, and a little sweet, as if it were haunted by the ghosts of long-dead cookies. And the second scene is from Harry Potter. There were 142 staircases at Hogwarts. Wide sweeping ones, narrow rickety ones, some that led somewhere different on Friday, some with a vanishing step halfway up that you had to remember to jump. It was also very hard to remember where anything was because it all seemed to move around a lot. The setting immediately creates a mood. We know we're in a magical, unique place and we're intrigued. Now, the theme and the setting don't cut it on their own. Because if you don't choose the right words to describe your scene, the mood won't work. You could describe a house as a white house with a brown roof, or you could use more sensory details to describe it, such as the dilapidated house with the creaking door. Even when we move away from the setting and concentrate more on our characters, we should still ask ourselves what words we need to use to improve the mood of the scene. Is our character laughing or snickering? One seems innocent, but the other implies that the person is mocking someone else. And last but not least, how do you want your readers to feel when reading your scene? Do you want them to be anxious and on their toes, or relaxed and happy? If you want them more on the anxious side, then speed up your scene's pace. But if you want them more relaxed while reading a scene, then slow the pace down. The way you speed up a pace is by keeping sentences short and using brief words. Though keep in mind that if you write emotionally long-winded sentences, you could actually also slow down the scene because you create the illusion that your character is panicking, which will make your reader react accordingly. But if your sentences are normal length with nothing unusual, then your reader is less likely to feel anxious. So those are my tips for setting the mood in your story. Let me know in the comments, do you usually plan your scene's mood before you start writing? And just a quick reminder that I'm hosting a Divinity Falling merch giveaway where 3 lucky winners will win a signed bookmark and an I'm No Angel sticker. To enter in this giveaway, all you have to do is take a photo of your copy of Divinity Falling and share it on social media. And be sure to use the hashtag Divinity Falling and tag me in the post. This giveaway will run until Friday, December 27th. And before we go, I just want to give a quick shout out to Sarah Frayne from my shoutouts here over on Patreon, as well as all my other patrons. Thank you all for your support. And be sure to follow me on social media for more writing updates and just to see what I'm up to. And remember, Nour for president!